People today tend to associate Heinz with ketchup. While that's absolutely a major part of their story, it's not its entirety. In this module on consumer packaged goods, we'll be taking a look at Heinz and the role he played in the rise of CPGs. During his time, Henry J. Heinz helped usher in many manufacturing innovations. His factories were some of the first to leverage electricity. He also adopted a continuous flow system and assembly line years prior to even Henry Ford, who is generally credited with pioneering the technique. By 1898, the Heinz manufacturing facilities were the largest food processing plants in the world. It would be in the world of CPGs, though, where he would leave his biggest mark. During the 19th century, Heinz revitalized consumer packaged goods. Most CPGs at the time were notorious for their low quality, often being undercooked, poorly preserved, and prone to spoilage. To remedy this, Heinz used his facilities to manufacture clean label, packaged tomato sauce, now known as ketchup. By leveraging modern technology of the time and implementing the assembly line, he was able to maintain a competitive price despite using higher quality and food-safe ingredients. Heinz's reputation for high-quality, safe packaged goods quickly spread. A large number of competitors tried to take advantage of this by ripping off the Heinz label. To make matters worse, the knockoff brands often filled their Heinz with inferior ingredients that would sometimes cause foodborne illnesses. Recognizing the damage this could do to his brand's image, Heinz turned to the U.S. government for help. Spurred in part by Heinz's extensive lobbying, the government passed the first regulations on labeling. Over time, the American public became cautiously more optimistic about the potential of packaged foods. While cities have existed for millennia, the latter half of the 19th century saw an explosion of urbanization and industrialization. Millions of immigrants and farmers were moving to cities and working in factories in numbers never seen before. The 1790 U.S. Census reported that more than 90% of Americans worked as farmers at that time. By 1900, about 40% of Americans lived in major cities, and the number of people working on farms dropped to under 3% by 1890. Heinz was filling a very real pain point that continues to this day. People living in urban areas generally do not have the ability to grow their own food. Instead, they rely on CPGs, which are easier and more accessible options. Heinz wasn't alone, though. Urbanization led to the rise of many CPG brands that remain iconic to this day.